Evening, gents. Unfortunately, I DNF there, so I thought I would take the position of Magpie and switch to comms. We'll see how this goes, I guess. Cannot believe that it didn't go to a safety car. Really can't. It was such a big smash. Front left left wheel completely taken off on the banking on the last corner. Terrible. But it looks like we've got a race on our hand up the front there with Mr. Johan leading the pack as he has done from the start of the race, and Tezza following in close quarters. Obviously Tezza is on the harder tyres, so he's doing well to actually stay there with him. Rain is forecast in the next few minutes, so it's going to be interesting to see whether these medium tyre runners have to jump in and change before the rain does actually start. But let's get a look from their point of view, see what's going on. We'll watch it from Tezza's point of view so we can see what's going on from a chasing angle. Obviously watching it from the point of view of Johan's a little bit pointless there, as he's got no one ahead of him. But Tezza's been keeping this 1.5 second gap for quite some time now, to be fair to him. He's just hanging in there. I wonder if Johan's tyres are starting to go off there, or whether he's made a little mistake, because Tezza's just taken almost half a second out of him there in one sector, so something's got to be on. Let's see if Johan dives in the pits now. I've just seen the first signs of rain there, so he's definitely going to be holding on to make sure that he can get in and get those slick tyres on, or the old what else we got on? Let's have a look at this spectator menu and see what options we get. We'll go for a full track map so we know what's going on. We've got yellows down the field there, so someone's had a bit of a moment. Here we go then. So here's the first of the pitters. Millsy up first. In nice and quick. Yeah, he's definitely got that team on good wages to get him out of that pit just like that. Followed by Rexy Boy. Now the proof will be in the pudding now to see if these two make up some good time on the lads that haven't jumped into the pits yet. So we've got Millsy, Rexy and Trucky all going around on the inters. Stiffmeister would be a little bit pissed off because I think he had to pit through damage. I think he might have got caught up in something, because he did seem to pit pretty early on. So there's a DRS disabled, so if that ain't a good sign to jump in the pits, I don't know what is. Yeah, Johan straight in and out, same as Tezza there. That gap has hung on to 1.5 seconds, so it's making me wonder whether Tezza's quicker through sector 3, but he's losing the time through sector 1. See who's going to adjust to the new conditions quickest. Obviously when the rain comes down, your braking points are completely affected. Your vision's a little bit affected depending on how much spray you get. As we see there, Tezza's just caught a little bit of the grass, so that's not going to do his tyres any favours. Probably nor his confidence. But it'll definitely be locked in at the minute. It'll be on the charge, looking to hunt down Tezza. Looking to hunt down Johan. But we don't really have any gaps at the minute that's any closer than this one, so it's probably pointless switching across to anything else. Be right back, guys. 2 ticks. I'm back in the room. I just had to check my my own stream there to make sure that I did include audio, because I had a dreadful feeling there that I was just sat here talking to myself for the last 5 minutes. But no, I have had the audio included in the broadcast there, so it saved me some blushes. So you can see straight away here that Johan has made the better start on these inters. He's increased that gap over Tezza by a second in a matter of a lap or two there. But as we all know, Tezza is a no assists legend, completely through top to bottom. You know, he doesn't use any of the assists. And in these conditions, even with full assists on, it's challenging. So to be using no assists, it really does take a certain level of concentration, and above all else takes a massive level of skill. But anyone else that's a keen sports fan will be quite aware that there's some other sports going on tonight, not just the F1 League race here at Purple Sector. We've got a big derby in London, Tottenham versus West Ham. Tottenham currently 1-0 up, and goal scored there by Christian Romero in the 11th minute. And you'd have to live under a rock to not know that we haven't got a strong Newcastle United following in the league. 3 of the lads are quite keen on watching Newcastle. They're currently drawing 0-0 with Everton at the moment. Be looking to get maximum points there to leapfrog Man United again. But yeah, we've got a bit of action going on here. Virtual safety car's just been deployed. So yeah, thanks Chris Kamara for all of your sports updates there on the football. But back now with me, Mr. Street Boy, in the comms box. So Truckee has decided that he's going to go for the full wets as it's upgraded to a full course safety car. That is a big call. I mean, it's definitely damp there for sure, but I don't know, is it damp enough to be going for the full wets? He's the only one that's gone for it up to now. Oh, and we've got Stiffmeister in, so maybe he's following suit. Nope, he's not, he's straight through. Ah, he's come off of the softs, I beg your pardon. See, I'm just not cut out for this like Magpie is, guys. I'm just not cut out for it. I think Tezza knows that it's probably a good chance to go and get some new tyres on after he ran off earlier. He wouldn't have done himself any favours going across that dirt, especially in the wet. You know, it would have picked up a lot of muck on those tyres, and that wouldn't have been doing him any favours at all. A drive-through penalty there for Millsy. He's running up in fourth as well, you know, he's really done himself like a kipper there. He's going to be at the back of the pack by the time he gets a chance to serve this drive-through. Obviously he's pitting here. Is he just going to do what Tezza done there and pit for another set of... No, he's gone for the full wets as well. He's gone for the full wets as well. Only 2 ticks, lads. I'm just going to share this live stream to the group so that if any lads that couldn't make the race are interested in watching, they can still have a little look while you pansies are busy driving around here. Yeah, there's not really too much to talk about under a safety car, but there's obviously a clear indication that there's mixed feelings about the weather. We've now got Millsy, Rexy and Truckee all on the wets. Millsy obviously to serve the drive-through, so that is going to chuck him right down the back of the pack once the guys get going again. But he looks like he's really struggling here. I mean, we're under safety car and he seems to be all over the place while he's warming these tyres up. They've definitely not been doing themselves any favours here. So with me being in the race, the quali and the opening, I think 17 laps is when I crashed. So none of that is obviously on the stream. But quali was pretty intense. Johan qualified in P1 quite comfortably, to be fair to him. It did look like I was going to have a shot at P1. I was coming round on my final lap. I was over 4 tenths up on my previous time, which would have been good enough for P1. I invalidated, but Johan still had 1 lap left in the bank. So he went round and he took P1 quite comfortably. And he's now realised he's had to make that drop down to the wets. I did miss it there, so we didn't see him dive in the pits, but that's really cost him some positions. If this weather lasts, it could be a masterstroke for him, because the lads that are ahead of him are all on the inters. Do we have the safety car going in then this lap? No, I don't think so. So everybody is staying out. This could be a good opportunity for the Stiffmeister to maybe upgrade his tyres to some wets, depending on how he's feeling. Sorry, Stephen, if you're watching, mate. I hope I didn't just cause you to have a fit there, lad. I was just having a little bit of a moment there. So ZML's got the fastest lap in the bag at the minute, and if conditions don't change, that's going to stay. So there we go, race control. Safety car is in this lap. So the lads are going to resume racing in a few moments here. So we'll get ourselves a look and see what's about to happen here. Let's take that UI off for a little while there, just so that we can get some clear racing. Teza's ready, and here he goes, he's away. So we seem to have a common theme here, that we're having 2 packs of drivers. We've got these front 4, and then there seems to be a split down the middle where things are breaking up a bit. So Tez's pulled out that 1 second gap on the Ferrari already in a matter of 2 sectors. ZML's very hot on the heels of the Ferrari. I think we're right on board with him because I can feel an overtake coming on. Oh no, no, that's Freddie gone. ZML was just at first glance, it just looked like he was far too eager to get on the gas. Obviously, we'll have to watch it back to give a fair review of it. But at very first glance, it just looked like he was going to try and get on the gas, sling it up there. And now we find ourselves following the Poxy safety car again, lads. We've had limited numbers tonight. Only 10 drivers managed to make it to the race. And somehow we've still had 3 safety cars. Just make that make sense. Just make that make sense. It's ridiculous. Sometimes, you know, mistakes are genuine and they do happen, especially in wet conditions. And I don't think that was, it certainly wasn't malicious from ZML there. It was just, like I say, we'll have to watch it back to get a fair review on it. But it was maybe just a little bit too over-eager to want to get that move done. But I will say, lads, that safety cars seem to be becoming a common theme recently. We did change the settings to knock the safety car down so that it wasn't going to be coming out as often as what it once did. And, you know, for a few races it works really well, but the standards just seem to be peaking and troughing. You know, we're getting so many ups and downs from race to race. And although that safety car is an absolute beauty, we don't want to see it. We don't want to see no Mercedes, we don't want to see no Aston Martins, unless they're Formula 1 cars. I do have a feeling that that some of the lads will have heavily underfueled for this race. But this is a very fuel thirsty track, and it drinks and drinks and drinks the fuel. But these safety cars are going to help some of the lads out dramatically. Fortunately for Millsy, he's got his drive-through out the way with. Rejoined at the back of the pack. Currently running in position lucky number 7. ZML a little bit close there, nearly ran into the back of Tezza. This late on in the race, you don't want to be giving yourself damage. You know, we've got 9 laps at this point left to go. Not including this one, obviously. If you pick up damage now and you're in the pits, that's it, mate. You might as well say bye-bye to a podium. It's going to be interesting now to see what happens, whether the Red Bulls are going to work together. Because the Red Bulls have got a real shot at catching the championship leaders tonight. So everyone that takes the time to look at the standings, everyone knows that AlphaTauri have had a sensational start to the season. Both drivers doing really well. Vinny in particular, you know, he had a smashing start to the season. Smashing's probably not a good word to use for the second part of his season so far, because he has been involved in quite a lot of drama. But the Red Bulls are second. I think they're about 25 points behind them, maybe. Could be a little bit more. I'll have to look at the standings, but they're very close, but they're going to make some serious ground up today. So we're back racing again. The Red Bulls are attacking one another there by the looks of things, and it looks like Stiffy might have caused himself to go a little bit wide there, because he was quite keen on overtaking his teammate. I think he feels like he's on the faster tyre. It's hard to tell at the minute whether the Inter or the full wet is the faster tyre, because we're quite simply, we haven't had enough racing laps to be able to tell. Let's have a little look at these two and see what goes on as the lap progresses. Oh, so we've got, there's a chance there for Stiffy to go through as Johan got out of sorts. It really looks like Johan's struggling on those full wets, so I don't really know how the Inters are holding up better. See what happens here with ZML, see if he's going to launch an assault on Tezza down the start-finish straight. These two drivers are well versed in racing. You know, they've been league racing for quite some time. Tezza a little bit longer than ZML from what I know. I don't know too much about ZML. Obviously he's very new to the league, and I think he's a youngster. Yeah, so that will get a few people excited that we've got a new faster driver in the league. But can he keep his cool? He's going to try. Oh, he nearly snapped the steering there. That could have cost him big time. Anyone that's got any sense about them now will just be driving around in position. Certainly if you're the top two, just hold on to second place, keep close to the car in front, preserve your ERS, do not waste it. And then just wait for your chance, you know, the last couple of laps. If you can be within half a second of your rival going into maybe the last 2 laps, possibly 3 laps, that's probably a good time to then pounce. So we'll see what ZML's racecraft's like here. He hasn't really touched his ERS. Looking at the steering wheel there, he's used a little bit of it, but not too much. On the other hand, with Tezza, he's used about 50% of his, but he's definitely felt a little bit threatened by ZML in this race, and he's gone quite deep there. That's maybe 2 corners on the bounce that he's done the same thing, so he's going to have to learn that lesson pretty quickly if he's not going to keep losing time. But ZML has got the position. It was there for the taking. I think he would have quite happily sat behind Tezza for a while. But when the opportunity comes up, boys, you've got to take it. Sorry about my husky voice as well. I was at the football yesterday, shouting a few obscenities, so it's had a bit of an effect on my voice. So what we've got going on here then, 2 ticks. So it does look like the Inters are the faster tyre. The lads that are on the full wets haven't really made any tracks. I mean, Johan's hanging in within a second and a half of his teammate. Mills has really cost himself in this race, you know, getting the... oh, he nearly went there. Almost commentator's curse. But getting the drive through, that really would have hurt him. And then picking up another 3 seconds there. Everybody else has had a pretty clean race penalty-wise up to now. And with only 5 laps left to go, most of the gents will be hoping they don't pick up any more penalties, or any more warnings rather, that lead to penalties. But yeah, it's not too much going on with Millsy here, so I think we'll ride up front there with Rexy and see if he can make a charge for Truckee. Rex is an absolute legend of the game. Been around in the league for, well, not quite since day one, but certainly from the opening season. And he's progressed massively since he first joined the league. He's, I don't know exactly what he does in terms of assists, but I know that he doesn't use them all. I'm pretty sure that he's made a concerted effort to drop the majority of assists. I'm not skilled enough to know from watching him whether he's using the ABS or not. I don't think he's using that assist. But rather I do think he's using that assist. But pretty sure he's on the no traction gang. Seems to be getting quite popular now, where we've got quite a lot of people in the league that are focused on dropping the assists, making it really competitive, to be honest. Myself, I'm not good enough to do that yet, so I am an assist wanker, I'm afraid. Like to use full traction, use the ABS, and I think that's about it, yeah. I know Matty Pitt uses steering assist and braking assist. No, I'm just winding you up. Me and Matty use exactly the same. But yeah, Rexy seems to have lost a fair bit of time there, so I'm going to get back to the guys up top, because this is where the action is. The business end of the track, or the business end of the field rather. ZML's got himself a 2.5 lead there. Let's have a little look at the spectator menu and see what I can get up. So yeah, he's got near enough all of his ERS. Well, he has. It's just gone up to 100% there. It's just ticked up. So he's going to have no trouble at all going defensive. Whereas Tezza has used 70% of his. So he's going to be in a bit of a different fight, but he's just made up an absolute gap. He's taken about 7 tenths out of ZML there. If my useless brain has worked that out right. Yeah, he seems to be getting into the swing of it now. I wonder if ZML's just maybe conserving fuel or what. I don't think we can... we can't get a look at what fuel levels people have got on this fucking piece of shit spectator menu. That would be handy to know what fuel levels people have got. Tezza might be about to do exactly what I said 5 or 6 laps ago, when I said that you just got to sit behind P1, get close enough, and then when the opportunity comes, just bang it in the last lap or two, and then that doesn't give your opponent the chance to get the position back. Get some crap angles from time to time, and then other times you get some really good angles. But that gap's just reformed again, back up to 1.7 seconds. So, and there's no ERS been used by ZML, so he must have just purely been conserving fuel. There's no need to save the tyres. You know, these Inters won't get beaten up that badly. That's an absolutely cracking angle of the cars just flying down there. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I think this is it, lads. I think we might have our podium. I don't like to, you know, jump the gun, because anything can happen. But given how many people are racing, 7, they're all quite spread apart. And that gap between Tezza and ZML is just going up and up and up. So I do think it is a foregone conclusion now, unfortunately. But it's the way it goes sometimes. It's the way that it goes. But ZML's actually coming up pretty close to Millsy now. He's about 3 or 4 corners away from him. I don't think he's going to have it, well, he's not going to be able to get him, but... Yeah, I think Tezza just knows he needs to bring the car home now and make sure that he maximises the points for his team. Obviously, he's been a one-man band tonight. Just him racing his partner in crime, El Nino Blanco. Or the white boy wasn't able to show up today. He had other commitments, which is more than fair enough, you know. The league racing is fun, but if you've got commitments elsewhere, then so be it. But you are a prick for not turning up, Nino, you fucking cunt. Sorry, did I say that out loud? So there we go. We've got our winner. We've got our second place. Completely missed the winner crossing the line because I was too busy falling asleep. And there we go, boys. The Red Bull's coming home. Truckee is going to be really pleased with himself coming home in P5. It's a nice points haul for him. Obviously, that's one of the advantages to only a few people turning up for the races. You know, everyone that turned up today would have got a point had they stayed on track. But Binding Code was involved in something early on. I decided to end my own race early, and Freddie, I'm not going to pass judgment on it yet. I'm not going to comment on it. I'm going to look at the footage. But nah, fuck it. He was wiped out, wasn't he? It was pretty much too early for ZML to get on the gas. But like I say, we'll have to review the footage, see what happens, and we'll go from there. He might not even report it. He should report it, but he might not. But there we go, lads. There's been a shit commentary from me in the absence of Magpie. But something's better than nothing, right? But just before you go, to give you an update on the sports, Tottenham's still 1-0 up against West Ham, and it's second half's just about to kick off. And Everton somehow are 2-0 up against Newcastle United. 2 late goals, one in the 79th minute from McNeil, and then one in the 86th minute from Decore. So they've caused quite some shock there. I think Newcastle United would have been counting their chickens, and I think they would have fully expected to win that tonight. But there we go, lads. That's life. So there's the final order. ZML taking the victory. Tezza in second. Stiffy in third. But, thanks for watching, lads. Feel free to give me some abuse. I know it wasn't the best comms ever. But, yeah. Lovely jubbly. Sanders a pound.